All right, joining the desk now are two NBA champions, Matt Barnes and Dante Jones. Marcellus, let's start with you. Think Anthony Davis winds up in the Lakers uniform?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Is that the fan or is that reality?
Both. I can't separate the two.
Still think the Clippers going to win the championship.
Damn right. And we got a better chance of Anthony Davis than the Lakers. I digress. Let me go here first. I was with Rich Paul this Saturday, and I'm not supposed to say things like this, but sometimes life hits you and you just got to be real about it. So I'm going to put my job before me, the person, and I'm going to tell you what he told me. You know what he told me on Saturday night about Anthony Davis coming here? Nothing. You know why? Just leaked this Monday. I don't know what happened on Saturday. I wasted an opportunity with Rich Paul sitting there and didn't ask him a damn thing about this because I didn't know a damn thing about this. This is not urgency. This is not pressure. Even they've been on record, New Orleans, saying we feel the same after your report, Woj, as we did before your report. We still have this trade deadline. We still have the offseason. And we still have another trade deadline. This guy has no right to tell us what we have to do. He can only express his voice, what he feels, and then we'll react accordingly. I love that. I'm sorry, Laker fans. I know in the past it's always worked out for them to get the big man across the universe, but it's not going to work this time, at least not in this moment because of this report.
I disagree. I think it was great timing by Rich Paul and Clutch, and I think that's what AD signed up for when he signed with them. He wanted a strategic approach to his legacy, to building his legacy, and to try and get in the contending of a championship. This is what he wanted. This is what they're giving to him. So at this point in time, New Orleans is in a situation where if they wait till after the trade deadline, then Boston is sitting there with two assets that they may not want to give up. They want to give their picks up, but then they can play coy with them, and you may not get the package because if AD wants to come to L.A., and that's what he's saying by doing it now, 10 days before the trade deadline, then you say, you know what, I may not want to give one. I may get Jaylen Brown and not Jason Tatum up. And then the market shifts and gets smaller like it did with Toronto. Now, with Kawhi Leonard, Toronto was the only team that was ready to risk it all for 1 year on this asset. And I think if you hold off and don't take the package that the Lakers are giving, which is a very good package that helps you build towards the future, then you put yourself in danger of not getting much for him.
You think he winds up with the Lakers?
I do think he winds up with the Lakers.
Didn't he say
they're the best package right now?
Didn't he say, I want to go to a consistent winner? I mean, the Lakers been losing for the last 6 years.
I think him going to a team is going to make them a consistent winner. And the writing's been on the wall for a while. You know, in September when he signed with Clutch Sports, you know, that was a sign. When Bron did whatever he did early in the season, saying how much you'd love to have AD, that was a sign, even though AD played like it didn't matter. And I really respect AD from the standpoint of there's no guesswork now. You're giving the New Orleans Pelicans enough time to know there's no future with us. So start thinking about rebuilding. Take your feelings out of the equation and get the best business deal done. Possibly, you know, the Celtics have a better package overall if it gets to that far. But like Dante just touched on, the package can change, you know, over time. The Lakers are offering some good pieces. If I'm Magic, I'm trying to keep everybody, but I'm trying to get rid of everyone but Kuzma. I would try to keep Kuzma. That'd be a great third option to go with those two. But I think he'll be a Laker.
In the next 10 days?
The fan in me wants to say yes. The reasonable person in me, I'm not sure.
All right, then both of y'all, what's the package? I see McNuggets. I see big ball spread.
What you
What's
see is
the package?
They have a sense of urgency for a set of young players, and they're not. The Lakers put a sense of urgency on them to be ready for the spotlight and to win a championship right now. So Kuzma is at the head of the package. Kuz is something that they're going to want, and I would give it up because Kuz could go and be a max player on the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, he has a future. He can get better. He can do a lot of things for an organization. But it's going to take some time. It's not right now. And the Lakers are in win right now mode. So Kuz is the headliner for the package. I think Zubik is right under him because Zubik is an opportunity to be a player that's included in a package like Marc Gasol. Nobody knew Marc Gasol was going to be prepared to take on a franchise and to win for some years. And Zubik is showing that in stints. He's rebounding the ball well. He's protecting the rim. He can get you a bucket and he make free throws. And he doesn't cause any problems.
You know more basketball than me, but it's Zubac or Zubik?
Zubac.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Listen, my pronunciation may be wrong, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but I also know you're talking about Kuzma and the rest of them dudes, and that doesn't add up to Anthony Davis.
But you're never going to get another Anthony Davis. You have to put together a team, and if you could take Lonzo and make him your point guard, you'll have Mr. Holiday over there, who's a proven scorer and defender. You'll have Brandon Ingram at your 3. You'll have Kuzma and then you could have a center. You could put together a team rather than having a player dependent on putting pieces in with the way the salary cap is right now and attracting guys there. You'll be able to build like Golden State did, like Boston did, instead of trying to lure people, because you can only lure people when you have a great city and when you have the money. The stars have to align.
Marcellus, you do realize, like, to me, because I feel like this whole thing's been orchestrated. Yeah. Zubac just started playing here recently. They've been showcasing him. They've been trying to elevate his trade value. They've been running some of the offense through him to showcase him.
But y'all act like JaVale McGee didn't have pneumonia. Like, that's where it came from. He got sick, and then they were like, all right, we're going to put Tyson out there, but we're going to protect him because he is old. And then Zubac, who has shown flashes before, got his chance to shine again.
You've seen people that try to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone can't do it, even though they feature. He's been able to be featured.
Right.
He's been able to score. He's been able to do what they ask. He's a big surprise, like I said. So I think you have to organize these pieces and understand you got to take your emotions and your feelings out of it. What can we get? We're losing AD. We're never going to get an AD. AD is a generational player, 25 years old, one of the best bigs in the game. We're not going to get an Anthony Davis. And like Dante touched on, we're not going to lure any big-time free agents to come to New Orleans. No one's going to New Orleans. So you have to do it, trade, and draft. And I think a good, quiet as kept. Julius Randle, they'll have a whole Lakers team over there if they make this trade happen with the pieces they had before. But they're pieces, you know what I mean? Like I said, other teams are going to be offering stuff, but they have to be very careful not to lure or dangle this out for too long, because you could end up with nothing and him walking away.
Yeah, what's interesting, if you look at OKC, they ain't get anything in return for KD. You look at the Lakers, Pau Gasol, Dwight Howard. Some organizations, whether you're great, like the Lakers and their locale, they can always attract, or if you're OKC and you're like, we don't necessarily attract all the time. It's through trade, it's through the draft. Some people just take that extreme. You think that this New Orleans team is sitting there saying, we may take that to this extreme. We have another year, another season to go through this. What's the rush in the next 10 days?
Well, I just think right now it's going to be a media frenzy, and the people aren't going to be focused. It's going to be it's AD is talk now, the Super Bowl's in how many days? This is the talk around the world right now. So this is going to continue to happen. If it doesn't happen in this 10 days, as soon as the playoffs get going, it's going to pick up during the finals. It's going to be a situation, unfortunately, where it's going to be overbearing, and they're probably going to have to get rid of him, because I know the fans are probably going to be in their feelings and turn on him. The city's going to turn on him. It's going to be a tough working environment. So it's going to be a situation where I don't think it'll last his contract there. Like, something's going to have to happen.
And you lose your leverage. Leverage is the biggest point. In these 10 days, the Lakers have to give you their best package, put their best foot forward. Once that leverage goes away, and AD's saying, you know what, I'm only signing with the Lakers, because that's the next one to come.
That has to happen.
That's going to come. Now he's playing coy in the best interest of the organization for you to move on. But you let these 10 days go past and the trade deadline go past, and now I'm only signing with the Lakers. Now Magic and the Lakers have the leverage, and now you don't have to give up Kuzma. Now you only have to give up Brandon Ingram and what other pieces that you want to, because you have all the leverage. And the team is now going to have to take him knowing he's not going to sign, and they're not going to risk their future.
If he doesn't say that within the next 10 days, New Orleans can sit there safely and say Boston still has a more attractive package. So it's on AD right now, correct?
Then the leverage goes to Boston after the 10 days, because now I have the most attractive package.
It'll never be on New Orleans.
Right.
Really.
They're always
they're going to be able to understand what package is better, but they're not necessarily going to have the leverage because they know their guy wants to leave. And I think even taking it back to when Bron started buying houses in L.A. a couple of summers ago. AD bought a house in L.A. this past summer. AD's always here in the summertime. He likes, like I said, L.A. is more than basketball. And, for these younger guys, that's what life and what culture is now.
New Orleans has been in an uproar ever since the NFC Championship. And I've been saying, like, hey, man, that wasn't a rigged job. That was just a bad call, referee errors. When you look at the history of the NBA, go all the way back to George Mikan, Minneapolis Lakers, go to Wilt, to Kareem, to Shaq. The biggest attraction winds up on the Lakers. It's not a coincidence. What Matt is talking about, this has been in motion for years, even before LeBron got here. If the NBA is invested in the Lakers and LeBron James, and their TV ratings have slipped this year, they need a fix.
Yeah, but Paul George was on his way to the Lakers as well, and things can get interrupted. You don't have to be AD, but they can still follow the same beat. So AD says, I'm on out of town. And you never know how an organization get in their feelings. They say, we get you out of town. We're just not going to get you where you want to land.
But the Lakers,
and then
they waited. They waited. They played coy on that one too, and you didn't give them your best. You didn't put your best foot forward on that one. And said, "I'll wait."
The Lakers could learn.
So the Lakers could learn in this situation. Like, and I understand that why Boston is your best package, because Boston may change on you. They have changed on you before. 4 unknown draft picks we don't know, rather than 4 or 5 commodities. Like, that's different than we don't know what could get. Injury could happen. Jason Tatum could get hurt. God willing, I hope that doesn't happen. Their assets could get hurt, and it could change the package, and then you could be stuck.
Okay, look, I think it's inevitable, but here's what I think. And again, this is why I think this has all been in motion for years. We've created this myth, and it's a myth in my mind, that Brandon Ingram is some sort of special player, that he's baby KD. And I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's a toothpick who can make some mid-range jumpers. He's not winning a championship for anybody. Quit comparing him to KD. But the whole media has been in on this selling and elevating the value of Brandon Ingram. Now I've just watched them pull the rabbit out of the hat. Hey, we're going to throw Zubac out here for 10 games and have look at Zubac. Oh, my God. You can feature him. He's an asset. The whole
poker.
New Orleans is about to buy some fool's gold, and everybody's going to be okay with it, and Anthony Davis is going to come over, and the NBA is going to fix itself and have the LeBron show. And so let's just quickly move to the other topic. I think it's inevitable.
I disagree with everything you just said.
You said the same thing about the Memphis trade with Pau Gasol.
Yeah, I just disagree. That's not happening in the next 10 days, and it may happen next trade deadline next year.
Let's go with a hypothetical. Because he believes, and I believe he's coming to the Lakers.
He just wants the Clippers to be involved.
If he gets,
with no assets.
If he gets to the Lakers this year, AD, are they a threat to Golden State?
Hell no. What? Why are we doing this? Okay, AD, you can come here and live and have a greater life outside the game of basketball, and you're more than an athlete. I love all that. But you're not gonna be a champion. If you leave that roster with LeBron and you leave it with AD and the remains and ashes of a roster, because everybody else has to go to get AD, who's shooting? This is the team that shoots 28 in the league from 3-point. Who's shooting? They 30th in free throw percent. Like, who's shooting? They can't.
I got something for that.
Oh, go.
So if you take AD, right, and you ship some out,
everything.
Your shooters. So you still have Caldwell Pope. You still have.
No, they need to go with that contract.
If they don't, you Hart.
But none of them shoot
possibility.
Over 37%.
Then you still got people that could be bought out in shooting. Like, shooting can be bought at this point in time at the trade deadline. So Melo's still out there. J.R. Smith could be bought out. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying they'll beat the Warriors. No disrespect. That's a champion. That's a team that's running well right now, and Boogie Cousins doing his thing. No disrespect. But you could find shooting and make a team comparable to give them a scare, but the next year is where you'll be in contention for a championship and really there.
Well, I think the Lakers and Magic have done a good job of showing they found these vet minimums with quality players. I think everyone laughed at the beginning of the summer when they signed JaVale, when they signed Lance, when they signed Beasley, when they signed Rondo. And I looked at it as like, these are seasoned, proven guys in the right situation they can make work, and they've all played well. I love that Beasley's finally getting a chance to play because he's very talented, but JaVale's played great. Lance has had his flashes playing great. Rondo's Rondo. He's been hurt, but when he's in, he affects the game. Tyson, you know what I mean? So they've been able to put bits and pieces together. Normally, when you blow up a team and get everyone, it's hard to find spots, but there's enough veterans out there who aren't playing bought-out trades that can possibly help fill this roster. But like Dante said, next year is where you're going to be able to possibly not get a max player, but another solid, good, all-star type player. And then it's going to be up for testing.
No threat to Golden State.
It'll be a challenge. They might get a game or two if it ever gets there in the playoffs. But no, I don't even think anyone is going to touch the Warriors this year.
Okay, so I mean, y'all sitting there saying that, and I know it was just one game. But game one of last year's NBA Finals, if not for J.R. Smith, LeBron and those spare parts would have taken game one.
It just would have made the season, the finals one game longer.
Okay, but again, if they can get one game with them spare parts, you telling me you add Anthony Davis, who can shoot from anywhere on the court and who can contest?
They've added Boogie as well. We haven't seen him in the finals.
Boogie compared to AD?
No, you get AD, we get Boogie as champions. It's a little different.
Said best big man in basketball. I think they give him a scare. I think if they're fully healthy, that is as you know, winning a championship is about health, momentum, chemistry, playing at the right time. If one of those things goes wrong, then you got a problem. But you got to hope for one of those things to go wrong. You can put together a team that have had championship experience, veterans, hungry, playing for money. That's scary when you got a team going into the finals against guys who just are adding to their legacy or adding something to already what they have.
I know one thing. If this trade don't happen, Luke Walton is getting clipped.
Married it.
That's the only other piece. That's the only other move they can make. If they don't get Anthony Davis, see you, Luke.
I think patience is a virtue, and they're going to be virtuous.
I think unfortunately where we're at in today's age, there's no time for patience. And I think, I even touched on the point you made with Brandon Ingram. If you take a step back, Paul George wasn't Paul George his first or second year in the NBA. Victor Oladipo didn't come into his own until his fifth or sixth year. KD took a minute. It takes a minute.
25 as a rookie.
How many wins they win? How many games they win? I'm saying, no disrespect to his legacy.
I'm just saying it takes time. Some guys are ready to go automatically. Some guys, it takes a few years to develop. And I think, obviously, being in LA, there's so much, spotlight on Brandon Ingram day to day. But I think he is a solid 20-point-a-guy player. Kuzma, to me, is a better player and a higher upside. He's another 20-point player. I love Zoe. He's just been unhealthy. But when he's healthy, his defense, his ball movement, his basketball IQ is unmatched. They have some pieces.
To your point, D'Angelo Russell has turned into an all-star out there in the East.
Shunned him on his exit.
Yeah.
All-star.
D'Angelo Russell's not a toothpick. Brandon Ingram is. Stick around.